was about the grind, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Hello, Nasties. How you doing on this Thursday? Look who decided to show up to work. It's Zach Kubish, our good buddy, producing the show. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas here with you. Welcome into the William Huff Studios, as this is EST afternoons here, as we're getting closer and closer to the weekend. Looks like the weekend's going to be beautiful, like 26, 27, Friday, Saturday. And then Sunday for the Elks game, it looks like it's going to be all right. So lots to get to on the show. Of course, Joaquin missed yesterday. He had an event to attend. So we'll get his thoughts on all the F1 news. Of course, the trade and sign of Mr. Ike Howard, where I think we're losing a little bit of a composure here over this guy, Joaquin. We'll get into it, but I mean, people are deeming this guy the next Mark Messier right now, and it's a little ridiculous in my eyes. Hit us up, River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. Nasty chat, like always. Slam that thumbs up for us. And like always, Edmonton Sports Talk brought to you by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery all in one place. With easy access to real money games, you can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. Joaquin, my friend, we missed you yesterday on the biggest F1 drop probably in, what, a decade?
Let's see. I mean, we've...
Well, Lewis.
Lewis was probably pretty big.
I forgot about that.
Vettel retirement.
That's about it.
Ricardo's woes, but that was just month to month, I guess, for the last 5 years. Yeah, this is big. Just because 20 years, Red Bull. What is it? 6 constructors, 7 world championships. You know, took that team from just complete obscurity. I forget who they bought the team from, and just became one of the powerhouses in.
Yeah, who'd they buy it from? I remember seeing that.
I forget who it was now.
And everybody thought Red Bull, the energy drink, like, and everybody was kind of like mocking them.
Oh yeah, they were the little kid everyone picked on, and they had a massive chip on their shoulder. So
and they became a powerhouse. Just for what, 2 years there, Max won every race, pretty much.
4 years, basically.
Right?
I guess.
Where we were complaining because he got boring.
Yeah, and the same thing happened with Vettel when he was winning. There was just everyone else, and Vettel was going on Sunday drives, right? So to have that type of success, unbelievable.
So we did have Tim. You probably didn't listen. I don't blame you. But what was I going to say? Oh, Tim Hernan. He said that this was, from what he heard, and he's got a lot of sources, that this was performance-based.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Horner was caught off guard. He had no idea. But, and he also added, he was allowed to go back to the factory, say bye to everybody, give his goodbye speech and all that. So it's very interesting. The guy that takes over has a lot of experience. Mekis, I think.
Mekis,
yeah. A lot of experience in F1. He's going to move from Red Bull Racing to take over the big team. Tim thinks he's going to do really well because he's been in every role for
he was
20
with
years.
Ferrari for years,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then took over, and then he went to the RB, took over, and has done quite well, I think, with that team. I always like hearing what he has to say too.
Yeah,
they're all knowledgeable and stuff, but now he's got the big chair here and work with Max and hope. I like Yuki. I enjoy listening to him. I think but God, that second Red Bull seat, and maybe that's one of the reasons why.
Curse now.
Yeah. One of the reasons why Christian Horner was let go. He could never find anyone to really solidify, I guess, in our, infancy of watching F1, the best driver in that seat has been Sergio Perez.
But in fairness to that, Joaquin, and we're fairly new to the sport, but when Liam Lawson was struggling, every expert out there in F1 was saying Yuki.
Yeah.
So I feel kind of like corner taking on that is kind of unfair.
But why put a rookie hasn't worked ever?
Yeah.
It hasn't worked ever except for Sergio.
Yeah. No, but I mean more towards going to Yuki, because everybody's now looking at Yuki and saying he's not doing anything with that car.
Yeah.
Right? Like they could have kept. So a couple questions for you, Coop. I know I asked you to write down a question I had for Gager. I don't even know what it was about, but if you can find that.
No, I actually,
okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So with the firing of Horner, not a lot of people, including myself, are really into F1. But if you had to compare him being let go to another sports moment so people can relate to it more, what would you compare that to?
Geez,
someone said, Joaquin, this Horner news, if compared to hockey, what would it be?
Yeah, that's a tough one. It really would have to be, I would have to say, if 2 months into the season next year and the Florida Panthers are 500 and Paul Maurice gets let go,
or Bill Zito.
Or Bill Zito.
Yeah,
okay. Someone high into their organization would have to be let go after so much success. What other... I'm trying to think of another team or group that has had that much success over a period of time to get... I guess Andy Reid, maybe? Andy Reid gets fired.
That's a good one. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 6-6.
Yeah. But not even that, because Max has been obviously the constructors, they haven't been doing great, but it would have to be something like that of teams that had a ton of success here. KC comes up.
Big Hugh says John Cooper, Tampa Bay.
No, because he hasn't won a cup in a while, and I know he's been successful, but I think that's close, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be close. You're right, Big U. That's a close one.
Yeah, that's a question I wanted to ask you yesterday. I was like, man, because I couldn't think of one on the spot. I'll ask you this also. We will get to hockey and CFL, but this is a big story, and Joaquin's our F1 guy. So I asked Tim as well, what's next for Max now?
You'll see him on a different team.
Because Tim also alluded to, he goes, now that Horner's gone, Max might want to stay. Not saying that they were beefing, but there was obviously a rift there.
So if you're asking me what it's going to happen, this is my prediction. You want my prediction, Max?
Yes.
Here's my prediction, Max. Everyone turn up whatever device you're on. I believe Max stays with Red Bull. And I said this before. Okay. And the reasoning why is obviously Max wants to win most. He wants to be in a competitive car. But right now, it's way too early to judge who is going to be successful next year. I think Max basically goes on an entire reconnaissance mission of seeing what team can get the handle on the new regulations of cars after 1 year. So, and then I would look to see if Max gets out. So then, he could, if Max puts out there, I'm looking to jump ship, or
they'll line up.
Every team will line up.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You imagine a team like Cadillac, if they somehow
would he go to a lesser team though?
There would have to be some gargantuan deal of other things. But really, I don't think that would even matter to Max about anything else. He's a race car driver, man. He doesn't care about anything else than being in a simulator racing or being in a car racing. That's all he wants to do. I mean, every other guy went to go see that F1 movie because they wanted to see it. What does Max do? Goes and races with his online team, the Red Bull Racing.
And Lance Stroll just didn't go because he wanted to do something else. Probably go surfing or something.
Oh, Jesus, Lance. Don't get me started on Lance already.
Okay, so you answered, you think what Max is going to do. I think it's either Mercedes or Red Bull. I really don't see him trying to go anywhere else. What's next for Horner?
I I read a while ago, and I haven't looked at it, and I apologize, but I thought there was still some legal troubles with what happened a few years ago that he has to go through.
Okay.
I don't think a team will do anything until that's kind of completely settled. He'll resurface, I think, within. You probably won't see him for at least 2 years, I would say. And then all of a sudden, he'll start showing up at a few races, walking in the paddock. Here's where I would love to see Christian Horner is in the studio talking about and give us like a real glimpse out of a team principles approach to a race weekend. That's what, because everything else that we've seen, it's all drivers and experts and things, but kind of like when you get a really good coach on the panel during the playoffs in the NHL and you get to see how they see the game. I love that kind of stuff. And that would be just completely...
That'd be unreal.
That would be unreal to just have a lead up with Christian Horner going, okay, they've done this and this. I think he'd be... Because I like hearing him talk. Yeah. He's brutally honest. I would enjoy that a lot.
I would too. I think F1 would be all over it. They'd be smart too. Right? To be
wait till Drive to Survive. That'll be one of the best episodes.
Oh yeah.
This episode.
Oh yeah. Tim did allude to he could see Alpine as a destination just because they continue to struggle. He's tight with the guy that kind of owns the team there. Vittori, I think. What's his name? Salvatore.
Yeah. They have to they're a huge team. Renault, I mean, they went to the Mercedes Power Units. Renault's not using making their own anymore. But you go to Europe. And it's Renault's everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Renault's huge.
Huge.
Yeah. So there's a couple weeks till the next race. So Red Bull's going to have time to adjust here. We'll see what happens. But yeah. And listen, we didn't get into the race. It was pretty much 4 questions just on what happened at Red Bull. It was really good. If you missed it, go back and check it out tomorrow on Apple and Spotify. It was in the second hour, and Tim was great. He was really busy with TSN. I think he was doing hits for Sportsnet, he said, too. Because they were all over the story. He did tell us to tell you hi.
Oh.
Yeah. Because Coop let him know it was just me. So it was good. So, yeah, we're going to go and see what happens here with Team Red Bull. What's going to happen with Yuki. I think this offseason too, Gage, and I know we're months and months away from it. I think there's going to be a lot of driver changes.
Think so?
Yeah, because a lot of the rookies are just not working out. Colapinto's probably going to be out before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Right? There's a new team coming in, and there's rumors it's going to be Sergio Perez. There's rumors that they might look at Alex Palou from Indy.
Really?
Well, people are saying, like, would you consider the best driver in Indy? Because he's the best.
Yeah.
It's not close.
I don't see why. I mean, it's funny because there was success. 2 years ago, there was a lot of rookie driver success, right? Behrman had a great Colapinto. Liam Lawson, they were all, and I think what happened was a lot of these team principals were like, okay, there's a changing of the guard. These guys can really do it. And what they found out is, a lot of them aren't ready. They look ready for here, a little spot duty, but they're not ready to take the seat full time. So I think you'll see a huge shift in getting a little bit more experience. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm Team Cadillac, aren't you like looking at Palou and saying, hey, you want to race an F1 with a brand new team? Like
for Team Cadillac, like for me at least, they have a lot to choose from, but they got to get it right.
I think you go 2 experienced guys.
I think you have to.
You have to at the right at the start. You don't want some young guy costing you $1 million a race because you got to keep repairing the back axle.
Because, like, I'll be honest, Gager, I don't know if you know this either, but I don't know if Cadillac's going to be a good team, mid-tier team, bottom of the team, right? So you're right. You don't let's just say you start off struggling. At least you have the experienced drivers there.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what they have to do.
It's going to be a fun offseason in F1, man. I am very intrigued to see who Cadillac gets because who would probably be out? There's going to be a spot in Alpine. There's, you think Sauber that's going to switch to Audi is going to run it back with those two, Hulkenberg and Bortoleto? I think Bortoleto, yes, because there's something there with that kid.
Hulkenberg, again, reliability, right? And he got a podium this year. That's huge.
I think Hadjar's safe.
Hadjar's safe.
Kimi.
Kimmy's safe. Of the Behrman, I think is safe. Filipinto, no.
Ocon.
The Haas team's been okay.
They've been good for
what they are.
What about Aston Martin that's going to turn to Adrian Newey?
I think that's did you see Newey in the just staring down the McLaren car? I mean, I was scared watching.
He's just watching his head's like doo-doo-doo.
I know. He was looking at the back of the car and just like laser focused on that, trying to see where their success is coming from. I just on that alone, and that's from Tim at the beginning of the year, saying, is he just as important as your driver? And in a lot of cases, he says even more so. Yeah. Right. So Fernando's good. Fernando's good enough.
But Stroll's the one, man. And they're not going to get rid of him. Let's be honest.
I think they'll look and see how he does, because I think they'll have a better car at least.
My nephew texts and says, did you see Bottas' video? He's hinting he's going to drive for Caddy.
Well, they had him go and goes, it's a Cadillac. The seats, no one's in the seat. I like that seat.
Yeah.
I think that's Valtteri just being Valtteri. Seems like a pretty good.
But this is the guy that was racing for Mercedes, and he's without a seat. Like, he's probably on the top of the list for a lot of teams.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Should be interesting.
Yeah.
Once the season's over in the offseason, maybe we'll pick who's going to be where. And we'll see who's the most.
Have a bracket.
Yeah, a bracket of where everybody lands. Because this can be fun. All right. Hit us up. Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up. River Cree Inbox is presented by the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their happy hours. 525 drinks. Available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Coming back, we're going to get Gager's thoughts on the newest member of the Edmonton Oilers, Ike Howard. I think we need to temper some expectations here, Joaquin. We'll get to all of it. We'll look at some past college players that have joined the Oilers, and that's why I say we gotta calm down just a little bit with this player. I hope he's great. I truly do, but I mean, up until 3 weeks ago, Gager, none of us in Edmonton were talking about Isaac Howard or knew much of him. So now he's McDavid's go-to guy. Come on. All right. Oilers talk on the other side of the break here on EST Afternoons. Here's Coop, Sports Update.
MLB action has 11 games on tap, 1 game live. It's the Twins trailing the Cubs 7-1 in the top of the 10th. Peter Crow Armstrong with 3 runs for Chicago. Later, the Yankees and Mariners have their series closer with New York eyeing the series sweep. First pitch at 5:05 for that one before the Rangers battle the Angels just after 7:30. Meanwhile, the Jays and Athletics open their series tomorrow. And from Bellingham, the Riverhawks and Bells have their series closer. Edmonton winning 5-4 last night with first pitch at 7:35. Energy City then visits Lethbridge to play the Bulls, with the Cactus Rats fresh off being swept in a 2-game series against the Giants. Action gets going at 7:05. And down south, Tennessee State University has delayed the launch of their hockey program by a year, as the college will debut their hockey squad for the 2026-27 season, with the NHL and the NHL Players Association providing a $250,000 grant to help the program. WNBA action has the Lynx and Sparks underway, nearing the end of the first quarter. Sparks up 23-22 in the contest so far. At 5:30, the Aces and Mystics tip off. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Come catch some Double E football action this season with tickets starting at just $20. Their next game is this Sunday when the Elks host the Lions at 5 o'clock. Get your tickets now at GoElks.com. The conversation continues on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
The commissioner of the Canadian Football League, Stuart Johnson.
One of the surprises, or one of the a newness for me, tailgating varied from market to market, but certainly was a focus of each market. When I walked around in Edmonton and got a taste of, by taste I mean the literal taste of that I don't know if I've eaten that much meat that quickly in my life.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by Southport Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
The Canadian Brewhouse is turning up the flavor this summer with our new summer feature menu. Try our jerk chicken skewers, Cajun shrimp tostadas, and street corn salsa. Bold bites made for patio season. Get them while it's hot. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
.123, welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Pitwall Nasty on the River Cree inbox. The Red Bull is likely the hardest car to drive as it's built around Max, not an F1 driver. Horner leaving would likely be similar to Glenn Sather leaving after the 1990 season. You agree?
No.
Okay. Why don't you agree with that? The Horner news to F1 is like Pocklington selling the Oilers. It's huge. No name on that one.
But no, it's someone getting fired, right? It's not leaving.
Yeah.
Slats left.
Yeah.
But Pocklington just wanted out and needed some money.
Would that be like Dustin Schwartz being fired?
Ooh.
No.
No.
Barry says, wouldn't Cadillac want an American driver? Sure.
Yeah.
But there's not many.
I mean, where's Logan Sargent when you need him?
I mean, you can go into the Indy circuit and find one.
You can find one. I think like Sergio Perez makes sense.
Yeah.
Just the marketability, right? American team. And then large Hispanic following.
100%.
You're selling a lot of stuff, right? You look for countries where they're big into motorsports. Finland, we were just mentioning Valtteri Bottas. Finland's a huge motorsports country.
Yeah.
It's all rally and stuff like that. But how many famous Finnish F1 drivers have there been? Tons. So
yeah.
I think I like the way you were going there, buddy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, did you see former NHLer Nick Tarnasky feed a drunk golfer some good, he tossed him around. I think the tosses were better than the punches, actually. And I also think he held back.
I just don't understand how you think it would be a good idea to try to go blow to blow for a guy when he tosses you into a lake. Once you're tossed into a lake if you're in an altercation with someone, you lost. All right. That's it. Stay in the lake. If that's me, I'm probably living in that lake for the next 2 to 3 days, right? At least swimming across the other side. Maybe that guy can't swim.
If you see the full version, I like how Buddy, who gets beat up, his buddy, though, like when they're arguing at first, he's like, yeah, he's tough. And then the hockey guys are like, yeah, he's not tough.
Yeah.
I promise you he's not tough.
When you're getting the wheels beat off you, and the guy that's doing it is doing his own commentary, that's another sign to say no mas. Like he's saying boom, boom, Or bang, bang, bang. Like
that was
calling
calling his own shots is amazing. And I like how his buddies are so chill. They're like, yeah, you're going to get beat up. Like,
yeah. I mean, it would, like he's a monster too. That guy, I don't know. It was probably a little, the Coors Lights looked like they were flowing a little bit too freely.
Those guys, I want to know what hole they're on because those guys are tanked, man.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were tanked at the golf tournament.
Those guys took the cake.
Oh my gosh. And I think because he was up on the tee box, he was looking down at him thinking, but as he got down there, he just kept getting smaller and smaller. And I'm like, what are you doing?
And I like when he got mad and he's like, enough. Like, are you going to keep crying about it? And then he just went into like a psycho mode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're going to get so beat up right now.
What are you doing?
And he attacked him.
I know.
Yeah. So, oh, man. And I guess, because you can hear the commentary there, I guess they took 23 minutes at that hole.
Really?
Yeah, that's why they got upset, right?
Well, all the things that you read, they were doing that the whole time. They asked them if they could play through, things like that. Yeah, you just if you're getting hit up on that quickly and you're there to drink, not to golf, let people through. Jeez.
And that's all they had to do.
All they had to do
is just let him through. But now
maybe he would have avoided a massive ass kicking if he just would have let him through.
How do you think he's feeling after that video went viral?
Yeah, you're shaving your head, changing your name.
Because the second toss at the end was amazing.
Fully sideways. The guy did a self tabletop. Like, I was like, what? How? He's like 3 feet off the ground right now.
And he went like you said, he just went straight.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, man.
It was great.
Yeah, it was.
I don't condone violence, but when it's kind of humorous, I do.
That's why I don't like golfing, man. Too many fights.
Not too many fights, yeah. Too violent.
Have you ever seen that? It's like in your experience golfing?
Oh, yeah.
Like people arguing?
Not live, but I've seen some people argue.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll see like old dudes fight. There's a lot of those videos on the green and stuff. But I don't know. Why would you? I don't get wanting to fight someone in the middle of a golf course.
How many darts did Hernan have on Tuesday? Oh, I lost count.
Oh, no. Did you?
No, I think I had about 6.
I got to say something about my partner here. He is like, you know how, again, that whole instance, alcohol fueled like aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Not this guy. He is a lover, not a fighter. Because I don't think you've ever been happier to see me was when after I came into that.
Well, because he came in really late.
Yeah, I came in late. But then you were looking through me though. I didn't know if you were looking at me or someone behind me because you were just a little off.
It was the wine eyes.
Oh yeah. The wine eyes were looking at the wall.
Or maybe I'm just happy to see my partner, man.
But you were happy and just nothing but your face must have hurt at the end of the day.
There was so much smiling?
Oh yeah.
Jasmine says that guy posted a selfie of himself today saying just a little black guy.
Oh really?
Yeah, but the humiliation.
Yeah.
That's too funny. If I was that guy's buddy, I would be getting him a Bang Bang shirt, comic book style.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't have golf experience. I don't know if people argue and fight a lot.
No.
I know my buddy was telling me a story a couple weeks ago. He went golfing with some of his work buddies, and some guys didn't wait, and they almost hit them with the ball. Yeah. My buddy grabbed the ball and hit it right back at them.
I've seen that before. Again, we had this thing on the Hangout. Like, I mean, if someone's playing really slow like that, it sounds like they were drunk and it took them forever. And I can see why it gets a little bit annoying at that point. But if people are actually playing, I don't mind taking a little bit extra time. Anytime you're in a rush to get off a golf course is ridiculous to me anyway, especially when it's a nice day that we had. That was just fantastic.
Well, it's like, yeah, like if you're planning to play golf, like 18 holes, like plan for what is it, 4 hours?
The minimum.
Yeah. So like, why, and I get it. Sometimes maybe groups have had too much and they're kind of sloppy and taking their time. But like, at least when we met, like we let a couple groups through and it was always fun. Like we're always joking around, like, because some of us were hitting from the red and the guys were chirping us. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but there was never like hardcore issues. You know what I mean?
No. That's why I don't like that kind of stuff. The ranch is, I mean, it was great. The guys were, our tournament was, I don't want to say out of hand, but it was a lot. You could hear people across the course yelling and screaming all the time. Oh, night in a good way, right? Which is great because then it brings a smile to your face and everyone's having a good time.
Did you try the food at all the different holes?
Yes.
Which one was your favorite?
Ooh, what was the favorite?
Mine was the chicken tacos.
I didn't have one.
Oh, they're good.
Were they?
Yeah.
I had the poutine.
I had the poutine.
That was good. That was really good.
I mean, pizza from BP's was good.
I had the Great White North.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I'll have to go with the BP's.
Okay.
There
was good food. And the dinner was fantastic. The potatoes.
The veggies. Potatoes.
Steak.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's just great.
At the EST tourney, everybody loves everybody.
Oh my God. There was nothing but love in that room.
Okay, let's get to it. Ike Howard, Gager, how much do you know of him?
I know that he looked like Don Johnson at the draft, and he said he was a self-proclaimed best-looking guy there. That's all I heard. And when I heard it, I thought that's great. Shows some personality. All I saw on social media was like hate for that. But this was a guy getting drafted, having a good time. I don't think he actually meant what he said in that point, right? He's a kid. Yeah. He's poking fun at himself, and that's great. That was great because then they went and asked all the Tampa Bay Lightning's players, or not half of them didn't know or whatever. There's some bad things said, but Dusty laid it out in two guys. There's a steady progression of how he's performed, right? Especially at Michigan. He's a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
He's
what, 21?
I still don't know why people are penciling him into the top 6 though.
Yeah, some people are even putting him on the first power play unit.
Come on, guys.
I was like, damn, we're ready to move this quick. It's funny to me because I said it already. 3 weeks ago, no one in Edmonton was talking about Ike Howard. Now, sure, there's a few of you that have watched him play, know his background, and think he's going to be really good, and that's all fair. But Joaquin, we have not seen this guy play hockey in the pros.
No.
And he's right now on the first line with Connor McDavid, and he's taking Ryan Nugent-Hopkins or Hyman's spot?
No. And why would you put that amount of pressure on a kid like that to come in and be the perfect fit for these guys? I think both should start the bottom 6. Savoy, Ike, both bottom 6. Let them earn it, man.
Yeah, you can't
Insulate
just give
them. And the beauty thing is the experience of the Edmonton Oilers, especially at the center position, and will allow these guys to gradually get, they'll have a responsible veteran NHL center to work with them, right? And they have to be sponges. And then, we've seen veteran players move up and down in that within the top 6
and not work.
6. But
by Dusty,
there's going to be movement.
And I said it yesterday, I'm never a fan, especially on a Stanley Cup contending team, to just hand the player a spot. If he earned, and listen, I want him to earn it. I want him to be good for this team because you get him for 3 years at an entry-level contract. This is what this team needs, Joaquin, right? You need 1 or 2 guys that can produce for you. But again, I think we need to just pump the brakes a bit, man. People are losing their minds with this guy.
Let them earn it. And if they do, you do need talent in entry-level deals to be successful, I think, right?
Yeah.
Some of those deals. And I made reference to Johnson and Stankoven while he was with the Dallas Stars. Those two started low and moved up.
Stankoven went in and scored in his first, 3 games, and then he got sent down again.
Yeah. And now these guys are counted upon, but they've got the experience. So they got the anointing of positions is ridiculous to me. And I really don't think that the Oilers would do that. It's training camp, we'll see them with the big 2, of course. Don't go nuts when you see it, and if it doesn't work right away, it's preseason. But
don't freak out.
I guarantee, these guys will start the season with the Edmonton.
Yes.
Savoy.
Well, they scored 30, like Tony was saying. Thomas will score 25.
Who?
Tony from
Oh,
BP's.
Tony. Tony had way too much to drink too. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of free pizza at BP's.
So the Oilers have signed, this is kind of the last decade or so, okay? A handful of college players. I'll name them to you, okay?
Yeah.
Justin Schultz, Mark Arcobello,
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Osterley, Drake Caggiula, Matt Benning, Patrick Russell. Justin Schultz, in fairness, he made a hell of a NHL career, but he was in a really bad Oilers team. And he was put in a position to fail. And he failed here. But he moved on and won cups and was great. Arcobello was your classic tweener. AHL guy, really good. NHL couldn't sustain it. Osterley, after leaving Edmonton as well, made a good career for himself as a third pairing guy. Matt Benning, still around. Solid guy. Again, third, like that 6'7". Patrick Russell didn't really work out. The one I want to compare is Drake Caggiula. Drake Caggiula in his last year of college, and I remember this, Joaquin, because I was already at 1260. When they signed Caggiula, it was very similar, the hype that was around. Because remember, he played with Brock Besser, and there were three of them, and they were a stud on that college line. That won it all. Or maybe they didn't win it all. But it was him, Brock Besser, and Schmaltz, maybe? Jordan Schmaltz?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Nick Schmaltz. Anyways, so Joaquin, in his last year, Drake Caggiula played 39 games, 2 more than Isaac Howard, and he had 51 points. Isaac Howard finished with 52 points. I'm not saying they're comparable because I haven't seen Isaac Howard play. I'm just comparing it in terms of stats and the hype they got. It's very similar. Now, Drake Caggiula was slated to be in the Oilers' top 6 for many years. And he didn't start bad, but, I mean, his highest point total is 20. That's why I think we need to. And now he was on worse teams, right? He's the Ike is coming to a better team, 2 of the best players in the world. I understand that, but that's why I'm saying temper your expectations. It's okay to start low, and if he blows it out, then we're all happy, right?
Yeah. Smitty the Welder saying played skilled guys on the 4th line with not as skilled guys. Smitty, yes. The best players don't win Stanley Cup. The best teams win Stanley Cup. Brad Marchand's on the top 2 lines of any other team. What line did he play on or was considered for the Florida Panthers? The 3rd line. Mm-hmm. You have to have consistent contributions through everyone with a certain style of play. I don't care if you've scored 3 billion points in junior or whatever. It doesn't always translate. And for the Edmonton Oilers to be successful at the end of the year, your skilled guys have to be able to play bottom 6 roles. And throughout your top 2 lines, you're not going to outscore players. These guys need to learn what it takes to be successful in the NHL. And I don't know if no one can tell me that they're a skilled player that's going to put up tons of points. Because really, I mean, Savoy has, but I still think you need to learn the right way to play. That skilled game, the way that you contribute offensively throughout your whole entire career doesn't mean that that's going to be your NHL mold. Trust me, I've played with tons of guys that were they had more skill in their pinky than some NHL guys, but they couldn't make that. They couldn't adapt, and they couldn't play that NHL style on the opposite side of the puck.
The best comparison, Marty Reasoner.
Yeah.
73 points his last year at Boston College, was drafted as a skill guy. What did Marty Reasoner's career become? 3rd, 4th line guy.
3rd, 4th line.
Reliable.
And the thing with skilled guys is you never lose that ability. Your ability to play the game at a high offensive level is always there. But you have to learn to be successful on the defensive side before that. I can almost guarantee that these guys aren't at that level yet. They can get to it. I believe everyone can play defense. Not everyone can play offense. But as for just coming up and playing with skilled guys, and because that's the only people that you can play with, you don't belong in the NHL anyways.
That's a problem. And C-Run says, Hernan forgot about Holloway. We're talking about guys signed or traded, not drafted. Holloway was drafted. And if you remember on Holloway's draft day, a lot of the experts had him slated as your typical 3rd line guy.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's what they had him as. So that's why I'm saying, like, everybody's going crazy about this guy, and he's gonna, alongside McDavid and PP1, like you two, Trev said, nah, he's going to be on the power play, baby. He's the opposite of what Andrew Mangiapane trade day was or signing day was.
Yeah.
Like we got to be careful here because the jump guys from NCAA to the pros, like everybody's like, did you see his goals? It's like, yeah. You try doing that on an NHL goaltender.
That's why Dusty asked me, what's more impressive between the two seasons? And I go Savoy every time because these goalies are on the cusp of becoming NHL goalies. You're playing against college goalies in college. It's completely different. Everything is so much different, the jump. So, no.
Okay.
They don't just go and play with Connor and Leon.
If he earns it, sure.
Yeah.
If he's great in preseason, because that's all you can base it on, sure. But you can't just hand him that spot and we've seen this in the past, and I said it yesterday. Everybody thinks anyone can play with Leon and McDavid, and it's right and the proof is right in front of our face, guys. It does not work.
No.
How many guys did Leon play with this year? NHLers, bona fide NHLers. It's not anyone. It's same with McDavid. How many guys can play with McDavid? Not many.
Not many. I would say it's tougher to. Who would you say it's tougher to play with?
I think McDavid.
Yeah,
because he sees things that no one else sees. His speed is no one's as fast as he is.
I haven't seen you. You don't see a guy anticipating the puck. You see it at times, but on a consistent level, you don't see someone thinking along the same level as McDavid. Then with Draisaitl, right? Draisaitl sees McDavid do something, and he'll go and okay, do this, right? There's that anticipation. Everyone else is kind of sitting back, waiting to see what happens.
Yeah. Which street are they naming after this kid? Ike Street. Yeah. All I'm saying, I'm not saying don't be excited. Be excited. It's fans. I understand it. But let's pump the brakes on Calder talk and how many goals he's going to get. Let's wait and see. At least that's what I'm going to do. All right, coming up next, we will get to your favorite segment of the week, the Red Light District with Joaquin Gage. But first, portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Make your birthday legendary at the CBH. Epic food, killer drinks, and a vibe you can't beat. Plus, you can get free nachos with their app. Book your party now, the Canadian Brew House. Our house is your house. Red Light District on the other side of the break. Here's Coop, Sports Update.
Breaking news in the NHL, David Pagnotta from the fourth period has reported that the Stars are trading Matt Dumba to the Penguins. The 30-year-old defenseman played 63 regular season games in Dallas last season, potting 10 points, being a healthy scratch for the entire playoffs. ESPN's Sham Charania has reported that Jalen Williams of the Thunder has agreed to a 5-year max rookie contract extension which can be worth up to $287 million total. Williams averaged nearly 22 points with 5 rebounds and 5 assists per game last season. And 2 games wrapped up. No games live in baseball moments ago. The Cubs beat the Twins 8-1. After that, the Marlins have a date with the Reds, and the Nationals challenge the Cards. For the Riverhawks, they sit 1 game back of the Bells for first in the North Division. They played their series closer just after 7:30, while in Lethbridge, the Cactus Rats battle the Bulls, Energy City being swept by the Giants in a 2-game series yesterday. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. Red Light District with Joaquin Gage brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
Did any of them yell bang as they were landing?
No. The one guy's like the guy who initiated it is yelling and doing like the or whatever. If I had this idiot yelling at me like that and I just threw him in the lake and then he comes back at me and I just pick him up and I dummy him, I would throw a couple of bangs in there too because you know how easy it is.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
River Creek Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Joaquin. Joaquin.
You don't have to wear that dress tonight. Walk the streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong or if it's right.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Joaquin. 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 148. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We're getting a lot of good comparisons in terms of college players. We'll get to those in the second segment. Appreciate that. Hit us up on the River Green Box, 780-218-9999. Nasty chat. And of course, slam that thumbs up. But now it's time for your favorite segment of the week, the Red Light District. Joaquin, take it away.
Well, buddy, it's come to that. With I've got to realize it.
Uh-oh.
That I'm officially old as of tomorrow.
Why is that?
Because I have a son who turns 20 years old tomorrow. His last, there's a big thing with kids, they become teenagers. They turn 13. They're finally a teenager. And one of my kids is no longer a teenager.
He's a man.
Tomorrow. He's a man. And and I've gotten into it before about how terrible my gifts are to people. And I need help. And I've got some stuff. I'm not last minute shopping here. But what do you get your 20-year-old son for his birthday? There's not a lot that he there's a few things that he wants or needs, but he's got a very particular palette for gifts and they can't just get the normal ones. I was looking up normal ones. They said these are some of the top ones for a 20-year-old son, depending on interest and budget, but earbuds, got them. Smartwatch, got it, doesn't use it. Gaming consoles and accessories. See, those get interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because probably a game or something. So
But they're very particular about that.
Yeah, no. So the gift cards for games. Go on the place to can buy it. Portable speakers. I got 3 billion of them. He bought his own phone and stuff. So all that stuff is taken care of. But I think more along the lines of doing stuff now is important. So I'm thinking, I know I will. It's either today or tomorrow. I'll take him to the new Superman movie.
Nice.
Right? So that'll be good. What he wanted was because he's working out and stuff like that, but he wanted a weight vest.
Oh.
So went and got one of those.
Well, they're for running, right?
Yeah, or anything.
Is he running?
He's running a bit.
Does he want to run with Hernan or what?
I don't think you want to run with him.
He's
He's a little bit of a beast.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'm a
Yeah.
beast.
It goes, yeah, Dad, I'm going to use the treadmill. And so I went downstairs and I don't know, he must have jumped off or something. And I saw what he was running at. And yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Because it was a huge incline really fast. Like that doesn't.
I got to meet your son. I still haven't met him.
I'll get him to come in here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got all the clothes and stuff that he likes. Like there's particular about that.
Double A says nice bottle of scotch. I don't think it's pallets there yet for a 20-year-old.
No.
Matt L says luggage. I like Doug Dad. You can get him an ass whooping to remind him who's number one.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. It would be, I don't think it would work out well for me, actually.
Jasmine says Louis Vuitton belt.
Oh. Anyone does that to their 20-year-old son's an idiot.
How much is a Louis Vuitton belt?
Who cares?
I'm going to Google it.
Louis Vuitton belt. He's got the gym membership. He's got that.
You can get a good Louis Vuitton for $4.95. Do people actually pay this amount for a belt? Holy cannoli.
I don't get that.
Holy crap.
Because then you're walking around with your shirts tucked all the time, showing everyone, look at my Louis Vuitton belt.
There's a belt for Louis Vuitton for $5,300.
What? Just to hold up your pants?
That's just... And now the new suit game, a lot of people are not wearing belts, right?
Yeah, there's no belts in those. You're old school with belts.
Let's see, what else do we got here? Give him like $20 and a high five from Big Uke.
$20 and a high five. Jeez.
I got my boy. Get out of here. Every 20-year-old wants dinner theater tickets. The Mayfield, maybe?
Yeah, no.
Does he? Well, I mean, what kind of music does he like?
I mean, he's got Spotify. So
I know, but does he like hip hop, rap, country?
He
house?
likes kind of, I would say it's like some indie stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm actually using his car today and his phone clicks in and obviously he's listening to music in his room. And so when I start his car, his phone's still connected in the garage. So I can hear some of his music. It's very mature for, I would say, a 20-year-old.
I feel like because I know Tommy's into kind of indie and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of
similar to that.
Similar to that. But he's not a big concert guy or anything like that. So
Double A says, does he cook?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah, he's no stranger in the kitchen, and he worked at a restaurant. But the thing that didn't translate from the restaurant to home as much. A little bit better now, but because he washed dishes in the restaurant, hasn't touched one at home. Weird.
Shocking. How about concert tickets to the weekend?
Ooh, I mean, but he's not. I don't know if I said the weekend, he probably would say no.
Okay,
right.
That's soon, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
in a
the
month
River
or so?
Cree there.
No, it's at the Commonwealth.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Commonwealth. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'm going.
Slinging dogs.
I'm slinging dogs at that one.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Tickets to a music festival next year, like Coachella.
I don't. He might want like the folk festival that's here.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I think maybe that might be a good idea.
Give him a dozen of your autographed Joaquin Gage hockey cards and tell him that's your retirement fund.
So there's. Do you think there's any of those left? Those are all picked over. Those are just on eBay right now.
Tay, get him a round of golf at a nice course. Does he golf?
I tried to take him golfing younger, and there was the no-go with the golf.
I like this one from Alicia. Get him a nice cologne. Is he a cologne guy?
Yeah, he's already got a few that he uses.
Okay, what does he like?
He likes the Bath and Body Works different colognes. They're actually not bad. So,
Bad Andy, no, we're not reading that one.
But yeah, I just can't believe it, man. 20 years.
Taco says, hate to break it to you, Joaquin. You were old 10 years ago.
Thanks a lot.
So are you and the wife kind of planning a gift, or are you each doing one?
No, we've got them all. We've all put them together already. But I was thinking of something else. Because you know what he wanted to do for his birthday? So Saturday night, the family's getting together. He wants to play poker.
Nice. I love that. I love poker.
We went on Amazon, my wife and I, we ordered like a felt tablecloth.
Nice.
For a 10-player felt tablecloth for Texas Hold'em with all this stuff. So it's because it's funny. He played that Red Dead Redemption 2 or whatever, and gambling's a huge part of it. It's
really?
So yeah, when I'd go into his room and see him play, all I'd say, are you even playing the game? Because all he did was play poker.
So
that's how I learned how to play poker was on that game.
That's how he learned.
Yeah, the rules are right. They tell you everything. You have fun. You can bet the in-game money. It's great.
His move was just playing poker for like 8 hours and then waiting till they all left and killing them all and taking the money back.
So are you, who's all playing poker? The whole fam? Or?
Oh, yeah. We'll have 10 people playing probably.
What's the buy-in? $100?
No, we play. My father-in-law brings nickels.
Oh, okay.
A bunch of nickels. Like I think it was like $100 in nickels, and then we divvy all those out.
Sorry, does your son drink?
Not really.
No,
he's had a few drinks that he likes, but he doesn't partake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you think you'll have one on?
Oh, we'll probably have a beer or something. Actually, he does. Once in a while, I see a Sapporo can.
Oh, okay.
Japanese beer.
Yeah, that's good.
And fantastic beer. And if I ever have some, there's always one or two missing. But I always think it's my wife.
Yeah. Rip City Step, a coupon for one game night with Reed Wilkins. C-Run plane tickets to Montreal. Northside Sandwich, Costco GC is a solid pick as well.
That's not a bad idea, too. But no, he actually wanted a special comic as well.
Oh.
There's the show's on Prime, I think it's called Invincible. Yeah, it's a solid comic.
So how do you go about finding that?
Online, man.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
And it's expensive?
No, it's just comic book shops are kind of like Blockbusters to me, but they're still there.
Yeah.
Like it's something about going into a comic book store and browsing around and looking at stuff. But sometimes they don't always have exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And the place in town here that I usually go to didn't have it, so I had to order it.
Get him 20 paninos.
He'd like that. You know, it's his favorite food is the if I come home with a margarita pizza.
Oh, he likes
thin
those.
crust margarita.
Yeah.
I'll get the biggest hug.
Oh, that's
yeah. I won't get a piece though.
His birthday's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We'll celebrate tomorrow. Joaquin's boy. The teen years are over. He's a man now. He's 20.
Yeah.
Right on. Hey, I don't think I told you guys what's coming up in hour 2. Kaion Julien-Grant from the Edmonton Elks at 2:05, so in about 5 minutes. Ian Harrison, we're going to talk some Blue Jays. Day off for them, but their 10-game win streak was snapped yesterday. We'll get a good update from Ian Harrison from Associated Press. That was the Red Light District with Joaquin Gage coming up in hour 2. Elks, Blue Jays, and we'll continue the Ike Howard and Edmonton Oilers talk here on EST Afternoons. And keep the ideas coming for gifts for Joaquin's son. It's his 20th birthday tomorrow. We're back after the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
The Lock Shop.
Phyllis says, I love the idea of a Husbear.
Like could be a nice giveaway in the lock shop.
In your Husbear. I'd like it where if you could do something and like squeeze its face, it gives you that look that Hus gets when he's shocked by something where it's like.
It also needs like if you push him or something, it has his giggle.
and if you push the one shoulder, it leans to the side and vapes.
Just a bunch of smoke just comes out of the mouth.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The NHRA Hot Rod Heritage Rocky Mountain Nationals return to Rantork Raceway, featuring racers from across North America in nitro funny cars, fuel altered, pro fuel Harley, alcohol dragster, and 7,000 plus horsepower jet cars. The Rocky Mountain Nationals, July 11th to 13th at Rantork Raceway, located west of Highway 2 on Highway 19 at the Edmonton International Airport, with weekend camping available. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com.
Win a trip to Osheaga with the Banquet in Aperol. We're sending one lucky lucky guest to Montreal with flights, hotel, and 2 tickets to one of Canada's hottest music festivals. Enter by July 26. Details in store or on the Banquet app. Get real. Play hard.
You know Dawn. Everyone knows Dawn. Dawn from
Frontier Cartage. That's right, it's me, Dawn from Frontier Cartage, where we're setting the standard for cartage service in Edmonton and beyond, offering city cartage, Alberta Highway, short haul deck, and more. My team and I are bringing our years of industry experience and expertise to every mile.
Join Dawn and her boys in a new chapter in transportation excellence, dedicated to exceptional service. Call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Matt Dumba is off to Pittsburgh, being traded from the Stars to the Penguins in exchange for a second-round pick in 2028 and Vladislav Kolyachonok. Meanwhile, Jalen Williams gets a bag, agreeing to his max rookie contract extension for 5 years with OKC, worth up to $287 million. Williams averaged nearly 22 points with 5 assists and 5 rebounds per game last season. And in baseball, the Riverhawks meet the Bells at 7:35. Edmonton sits 1 game back from Bellingham as they can tie for first place in the North Division with a win tonight. Then Energy City visits Lethbridge. They battle the Bulls. First pitch at 7:05. In the MLB, 2 games are wrapped up, 9 games to go. Yankees and Mariners duke it out. The Rays and Red Sox meet, while the D-backs and Padres go toe-to-toe. Toronto and the Athletics open up their series tomorrow. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
It's 2:03, hour 2 here on EST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios. Hit us up on the NAS chat, River Korean Box 780-218-9999. And like always, slam that thumbs up. Just ahead of Kaion Julien-Grant from the Edmonton Elks as they're preparing to take on the BC Lions on Sunday, 5 o'clock kickoff from Commonwealth Stadium. It's supposed to be a really, really, really nice weekend. And yeah, looking forward to the game. Should be fun. Are you working that one too? Yeah. Go see Joaquin. The boys will be there. Koob and Trev. Maybe Ike Howard.
Maybe.
Never know, bro.
When are we getting him on the street team?
That'd be great. Well, he's the savior.
Maybe he'll kick. He'll be the kick of destiny halftime show.
I like that he has swagger. I never mind that in a player.
No, it's nice to see personality.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not a ton of personality with the Edmonton Oilers. I said that wrong. There's personality, but it's very guarded. I think you don't get a lot of peeks behind the curtain with a lot of the guys, right? So it'd be nice to hear something, just not to hear something different, but just a different way to look at things. We'll see how much he likes the media after the first year.
Yeah, that's what I said. When he's in a little bit of a lull. I'll see how much he loves it here in good old Edmonton. Koob's working on Kaion right now. She edits. So Gager, does your son like long walks on the beach? I think everybody does.
Yeah, I think he does.
Jen says, pay for his gym membership for a year and get him a supply of protein for 6 months.
This is what there's definitely been a shift in thinking or a growth in maturity with my son because he did move out for a few months. Right now he's back home. The amount that he does around the house now it's night and day compared to what it was before.
That's good.
Like he went to go get himself a gym membership, and he pays he comes home, says, "Dad, I got a membership, but I got the family plan, so you can go whenever you want to."
Oh,
and I was like, "What?" And so he's paying the extra $3 a month or something like that, so everyone can go.
You raised a good one, Juan.
Did something right.
Rip City Step. A coupon for one comic book night with Reed Wilkins. Because Reed's really into comic books.
Well, I'm really into comic books
Are
too.
you?
So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So did your son have like a sweet collection?
He's got, he was more into the, is it called manga? Like the Japanese graphic novels?
Okay.
Like there's one that he raves about. It's called Berserk. Like he has two special ones. I forget what the other one's named, but the Berserk ones are all hardcover in his room. Like they're really fancy and nice. But you got to read them backwards. It's weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wish I would have got into comic books.
I loved comic books, man.
I was never into them as
Really?
a kid, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it shows. You don't like the movies.
Yeah. Well, weirdo that one.
No.
Yeah.
Reading The Outsiders all the time.
Yeah, The Outsiders for sure. So we're about to get going here with our big guest today from the Edmonton Elks. Kaion Julien-Grant. Coop's going to give me the thumbs up when he's good to go. And he is good to go. Kaion Julien-Grant, wide receiver with the Edmonton Elks, joins us here on EST Afternoons. Kaion, thank you for taking the time to join us. How's practice been so far this week?
Hey, thanks for having me. It's been pretty good, pretty smooth. Just finished for the day, getting some lunch.
Let's go. What's on the menu? I have to know this.
Just some pasta and some chicken, and some veggies.
The classic meal for
you
athletes.
can't go wrong, right?
Kaion, so coming off your first wing, obviously it was great to see the sidelines after that. How's that gone into this week and your preparation for next game? And hopefully, one's great, but two's a streak.
Exactly. We're just, I don't know. It's obviously a great feeling, but we've been expecting it. We're just expecting to get over the hump for some time and just really just focusing on getting better each week, which I feel like we've done. So that's really where it's just continual growth, right?
Yeah, and Kaion, it's your first year with Edmonton. You spent your previous 5 with Montreal. When you look at this receiving core, you got some youth on it, but you also have some experience in yourself and guys like Curly as well. But what do you make of the 5 guys or 6 guys that rotate in? What do you make of your receiving core here? It seems like every game you guys are getting better and better.
Yeah, I feel like it's like I said, we're just trying to stack each day, stack each week, and just continue to get better. I'm very confident with the guys we got. I'm put them up against anyone, in my opinion. But yeah.
And just playing with Trey Ford. I mean, you played with the veteran Cody Fajardo, who's here now. Yeah, you saw some time with Davis Alexander, who's when he plays, all he does is win. But now you're playing with Trey Ford, one of the most exciting players in the game. How much has it taken to get kind of that chemistry with Trey? It seems like after last game, it's getting there with all the receivers. But what do you make of Trey Ford so far this season?
No, I think he's great. I think we're really connecting too, and we're just rolling. We're just rolling as an offense now, and I think we can only get better.
Kaion, you've managed to play BC a few times here now, and getting the book on how to play against him. Have there been many adjustments to kind of? I don't know if exploit's the best way to do it, but just being able to play against a certain backfield a few more times than normal, including preseason. What's going to have you guys have the most amount of success come Sunday?
Just really executing our plays. We left a lot of plays on the table, and just with blocking or just misassignments with receivers. So I feel like just tightening up what we do, and it'll just clear everything that we need to do.
Is that kind of what you were alluding to just with brand new. Basically, the Elks, you look at it, it's brand new everything from top to bottom. Just getting that chemistry prepared. Was that a glimpse of what we saw in that first half against the Red Blacks? And hopefully that proceeds into Sunday?
Yeah, exactly. So like we're a completely different team from week one. I would like night and day. So it's just really just flowing.
Kaion, you lived 5 years in Montreal. It's a great city, a lot of great food spots. What's your favorite spot in Montreal to go grab a bite to eat?
Jow. It's like a resto bar, so they have food and then they have like music later. But there they have like a good fried rice.
Okay, so you're not in on the poutine or the smoked Montreal smoked sandwiches?
I like the poutine, but I wasn't really too picky. But my favorite sauce would probably Jow, and then this place L'Avenue. It's a breakfast spot. It's pretty fire too.
All right, now you've been here for about 2 months. Any spots here in Edmonton that are your go-tos right now?
There's one Filipino spot.
Oh,
and I'm still trying to find new places really. So I'm on Uber Eats a lot, just trying new things.
Have you had a donair yet?
No, I have not.
No, you've heard of them though, right?
Yeah, from we had them out east and all that school.
Oh, okay. You got to try one, Kaion. They're absolutely fantastic. And I guess next time we're down at practice, we'll give you some tips on where to go if you're not too picky.
Yeah, please do give me some recommendations.
All right, Kaion. Well,
I'll take all recommendations.
Hey, you said you're not picky, so we're going to give you a little bit of everything, all right?
Nah, not at all. I'm not picky.
All
as
right.
long as it tastes good.
All right, Kaion. Best of luck the rest of the week of practice, and all the best on Sunday. Hopefully, you guys can string 2 wins together. That would be great for the Edmonton fans here. Kaion, all the best, and we'll see you Sunday.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, that's Gager Julien-Grant from the Edmonton Elks. Interesting choices in Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal.
You always need a good breakfast place.
What are they called? Montreal smoked sandwich? Like, is that what?
Sure, why not?
They're
Yeah.
so good.
They are good.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you get that with a side of poutine.
Jesus. Or you go get the Montreal smoked meat and put it on the poutine.
Yeah. I wonder what Filipino spot he was talking
Yeah,
about.
I know. Now I'm intrigued. We might be asking him where to go.
Yeah,
that's great.
Good food, man. It's good food.
I like how when we're talking to these guys, the way that they are.
Is that me?
Talking to or just communicating with Trey Ford, right? And that chemistry, because you did see that in that first half. Like it was night and day to where it is.
He missed 2 passes.
Yeah. What do you think? Is that going to translate against the Lions defense? Because it's a little bit of a different animal.
But you know what? I think the Lions defense can be had. I don't think they're that.
They're good.
They're good. They're not great.
Yeah.
So I think the Elks can expose. And what I liked about the Elks against the Red Blacks is they mixed up their playbook. They had some good plays, some reverse plays, quick screens. So you saw stuff you hadn't seen yet. So I was like, okay, they're going to keep adding here as everybody gets more comfortable. And then good news. Let's do this for Inside the Numbers. Brought to you by Play Alberta. All you got to do is reload the promo codes EST Casino, EST Sports. Reloaded! And it's not Scarface, it's Carlito's way. And you can get, with a $20 minimum bet, you can get $50 of free money in your account. So let's go. That's what I wanted to get to. Javon Leake missed practice yesterday. He's back today, which is huge for this team after having one of his better games in green and gold. The bad news, Robbie Smith remains out for this team. I did want to get to Trey Ford's for Inside the Numbers. Gager, do you know how many attempts he had rushing last game?
2.
Correct. Look at you. It's like you were watching the game.
You told me.
How about the game before against the Bombers?
8.
No. Okay, hold on. It wasn't 8. How about against the Owls?
8.
No. And then how about in the first game?
Are you going to tell me how many you did?
Yes, I will, but once I add them all up.
16.
No. In the 4 games he's played, Trey Ford has 12 rushing attempts.
Okay.
that goes to show me that this guy's coming around, man. He's maturing, he's improving. And I'll tell you something else. I'd probably have to go back and watch all the film, but of these 12 attempts, I guarantee you none of them were designed for him.
No. Oh yeah.
Maybe one.
Okay. Is that a young quarterback finally getting comfortable and having trust in the protection of his offensive line?
I think it's exactly that, because not only does he only have 16 rush attempts, that means that the pocket's not breaking down a lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't have happy feet, which a lot of young quarterbacks have, and it's natural. You see it in the NFL too. And that he's becoming pocket quarterback. He's always going to have that run.
Yeah. But that's
great.
an arrow in the quiver, right? That's there that defenses have to worry about, right? What I liked, which seemed more assertive when I took a break from the concession and I wanted to watch a few offensive attempts is, and we were talking, I don't know why Peyton Manning came up earlier. Oh, Reed said who was drafted that year. But I just remember Peyton Manning, his drops, like 5 or 7 step drops, like they were, or 3 step.
Yeah.
It was just boom, boom, boom. And then he's going through the progressions really fast. And I felt watching Trey live, it looked a lot better and way more assertive with his drops, getting to his position and then going through. It was way more, I don't know if mechanical is the right word.
No,
but
mechanics, 100%.
But it just a mechanical assertiveness. Like he seemed to shake off the first game, second game, third game jitters a little bit, and just looked like a guy just playing football. I know that sounds weird, but he looked way more comfortable.
He looked great. And that's what I mean, like, because because remember after week 1, I think we had John Hodge on, and he goes, Trey's always going to have that wow moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything after that, right? Like the consistency, being a quarterback in the CFL, like we need that consistent play instead of the wow moment. And we've had a few wow moments with Trey Ford this year, but most of it has just been solid play, because every game he's getting better. He missed 2 passes in the last game, and they weren't all just 5-yard dumps, right? They were pretty much, he went long a few times. Sure, some of them were lucky, but every quarterback gets those. Every single quarterback gets those. So I'm really like what I'm seeing from Trey Ford and this offense, because you don't want him to get hurt once. They're not designing a lot of plays for him. And now running and escaping has become kind of the last resort. Like when things break down and he has to get out and it's just the only option. That's what I love about this. And that he can make every throw. His mechanics are improving. He's seeing the field well. He's reading defenses. So kudos to this coaching staff too with sticking with them. Because after 2-0 and 3-0, I guarantee you a lot of other coaches would have moved on and said, let's go with the veterans, see if we can get a win here. And they're sticking with him. And it's going to pay off. I truly believe that. And if they can win Sunday, Joaquin, it'd be huge to win 2 straight games.
They're going to need to.
Yeah, and get right back into this West fight. So good stuff from Kaion Julien-Grant. Shout out to our Curry for booking that. I know they're pretty busy with practice and they got meetings and they got to eat their lunch and all that stuff. So good stuff. Up next, we will talk some Blue Jays with Ian Harrison from the Associated Press. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. You want to check out some shows? Only one left in July. That's the 25th. You can see Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. And then into August, Bay City Rollers roll in on August 7th. For tickets, rivercreeresort.com or hit up the River Cree box office. Ian Harrison to talk Blue Jays next here on EST Afternoons. Here's Scoop Sports Update.
Year-old Matt Dumba is on the move from Dallas to Pittsburgh, being traded from the Stars in exchange for a 2028 second rounder in Vladislav Kolyachonok. Dumba played 63 games for the Stars last season, being a healthy scratch for the entirety of the playoff season. From Oklahoma, Jalen Williams and the Thunder have agreed to a max rookie contract worth up to $287 million over 5 seasons. Williams was picked 12th overall in 2022, earning All-NBA and all defensive team honors this past season. Tons of baseball action in the MLB. 9 games on tap, 2 games wrapped up. Tampa Bay plays Boston. Guardians battle the White Sox while the Marlins and Reds have a date. And the Riverhawks also play. They close their series against the Bells. Edmonton looking to tie Bellingham for first in the North Division with a win tonight. First pitch for that one is at 7:35. Elsewhere, the Cactus Rats face off with the Bulls just after 7. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. Ian Harrison from the Associated Press checks in to talk some Jays. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
If you were on the field, they'd be Run Wilkie. Yeah, just a 51-year-old short guy with no football experience. That would just be a story in itself.
That would be fun if we could show the people what it would look like and what it would sound like.
I'd be dead. This is what it would sound like.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
River Creek Resort and Casino on K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Everyone knows when you need a truck now, you call Dawn.
That's right. You call us, Frontier Cartage, when you need driver coverage or have a truck that's down.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you've got way more freight to move than you thought.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you need a truck that's available and ready to start anytime you need.
You call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826. 587-222-5826.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
$2.23. Is that Jay Milne?
What are Jay Milne's influences? Seems like Pennywise, probably Bad Religion. Who else in there? Rollins Band, little lighter.
Yeah,
those I
like
Pennywise. Did I say Pennywise? Pennywise, probably. Yeah, it's a little grungy.
Yeah,
Jay Milne's little grunge.
Grunge. We're just ahead of Ian Harrison from AP. Talk some Blue Jays. Coob's giving me the no-go. Let's try in 2 more minutes here. I know he's out at the cottage, so you might be having some issues with the reception up there. Lots of talk about, let's hear, Berserk is a great anime. That's what you're talking about?
That's what I was talking about, yeah. I probably have to read those at one point.
Let's see here. I guess there's a Justin Bieber album dropping today.
Bieber?
Yeah. Bieber. Is anyone excited for that? I like Justin Bieber.
I like it. It's catchy.
Good
JB,
dude.
come on.
He, I worry about him a little bit, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I worry about him too.
Man. Yeah, that's just, it's terrible what happens to success at a young age. It usually doesn't turn out that well. You know?
Yeah.
Like superstardom. Like that guy was a superstar at what? 12. That's weird.
And now, like, you know who he was around. And
Yeah.
all that. Like, there's definitely, he needs, he hopefully can find the help he needs. And we'll see what his album's all about.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. Still working on Ian. We'll see if we can get him. Talk some Blue Jays, who are off today after their 10-game win streak was snapped yesterday to the White Sox, but they still sit first in the AL East, 54-39. They're 2.5 games up on the New York Yankees, 4 on the Tampa Bay Rays. What a turnaround for this team. We were all joking at the start of the season that this team was already out of the playoffs, and look at us. Look at us, Joaquin.
I know.
Who's laughing now?
Well, us, kind of, but it's
At
ourselves. Like, I didn't see this coming.
Well, did you grow up a Blue Jays fan?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, obviously, I remember Roberto Alomar, Joe Carter.
Do you have because Reed and Jay were talking yesterday, their favorites. Blue, do you have one?
I thought I was going to say Joe Carter, but it had to be Robbie Alomar. He was a panther.
McCain Punch, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. And didn't he have an apartment was it the Sky Dome back? Was that what it was called? Like I
like a room there?
Yeah,
or
it was
something?
like he just lived there or something like that. And I think he was in a relationship with a tennis player. Shoot, I forget who it was. But yeah, I love Robbie Alomar.
For me, it's Carlos Delgado.
Delgado. I mean, there was nothing better than the Jays in the playoffs, though. That's when I really got, and that's.
I don't think Carlos ever played with the Blue Jays in the playoffs.
No,
because that was my wheelhouse. Was when I really became a fan of theirs. Was Carlos Delgado was there, Alex Gonzalez, Jose Cruz Jr. But they were never good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're good. All right. Talk some Blue Jays. First place as we're joined by Ian Harrison from the Associated Press. Really appreciate the time, Ian. How you doing out there today?
Doing very well, thanks. How are you guys?
We're excellent. We're excellent. So, Ian, we got you on because you got to explain this to us. I mean, it was such a weird off season, and then going into the season, I think we had you on pretty early on in the season, and everybody wanted Atkins out, and everybody was like kind of mocking the Jays because they struck out on all these top name players. And now on July 10th, they said first in the AL East. They just their 10-game win streak just got snapped yesterday. Day off today. But what has happened to this team, Ian?
Not everything clicked at the right time, but a whole lot of things sure did. If everything had clicked at the right time, then maybe Dalton Varsho and Anthony Santander would have done stuff in this 10-game winning streak. But the fact is, of course, that neither of them had anything to do with it. But pretty much anything else that could have did at that time, you're like, there was a game where they got 4 shutout innings from Lazaro Estrada, and then he got optioned. But the streak might not have been maintained if not for those 4 shutout innings from a guy. I think making his big league debut, if I'm not mistaken. So just game after game, crazy things like a walk-off sack bunt, sort of the sort of general wackiness that you'd expect in an average baseball scenario. A lot of that. I think as much as anything, the sort of maybe just as good an indicator of the turnaround of this team is how they played at the start of June, where I think they won maybe 7 or 8 straight and like 10 out of 12 or something like that. And then they got 8 games over 500 there. And that kind of sort of put them in position again after, what had been a pretty pedestrian April and early May, all things considered. If you were pessimistic early, it was not ill-founded. They didn't impress out of the gate, but really in the last month and a bit, that it has been, looking much better. And, the power, which wasn't there to start, has been there a little bit more. The pitching has been consistent. Scherzer is back. Lots of things to like.
Ian, I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs in a baseball season. But do you look at this as a turning point for the Jays, and is this sustainable, or is this just one of those peaks and valley moments where you're gonna deal with some ups and downs throughout the rest of the season?
I think it's an important sort of, inflection point or whatever you want, turning point, in the sense that it guarantees that they will be buyers at the trade deadline. There is no chance now you would presume that this team is any kind of teardown position like they were last year, jettisoning all the free agents to be. So that, that is the sort of clear path forward here for the Jays is to beef up and see what they can do. And so, yeah, in that sense, obviously it's sort of more important than your average sort of hot streak because the timing is so important. I mean, as you say, like, there are always these sort of ebbs and flows, and there's probably going to be a time in the second half where they lose 7 or 8 out of 10. But, I think in this season, in this league, which is sort of seems, with the possible exception of Detroit being a little bit out in front, but, otherwise that sort of tantalizing second place and first round wild card bye is sitting there and ready to be taken if you can do it right. And that has not been the case for most of the last many years. So, this is an opportunity to be seized, and the Blue Jays are in good position to try and seize it, which is, a rare and special thing.
Ian Harrison from the Associated Press joining us here on EST Afternoons. It's Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas here with you. Ian, you brought up the trade deadline that's fast approaching here. Where would they go? What do the Blue Jays need right now to just strengthen their lineup here?
I think the sort of general consensus seems to be that, an extra starting arm would be handy. Nobody knows for sure how much longer Eric Lauer will continue to pitch as consistently as he has. Maybe it could be all season, but I think even so, you'd probably like to look around and see if you can get somebody who you think might sort of fit in a potential playoff start position for you if need be. Obviously, every contender goes into the deadline looking for more bullpen help, and the Jays, I think, are very much in that shopping in that category. That the recent play of Davis Schneider in this winning streak has been a sort of complete 360 or sorry, not 180 rather, 180 from where he was at the start of the season when he was getting optioned to Buffalo and couldn't make contact with anything, it seemed. Whether or not you believe his turnaround is enough to keep them out of the sort of bench bat market for another righty, maybe not. Nobody said the words Aurelvis Martinez for a very long time either. So, and of course, as we mentioned earlier, like you've got Farasho and Santander ? Coming back at some point. There are potential reinforcements in the lineup there. The pitching perhaps seems more of a pressing need heading into the deadline, I guess.
Ian, let's look to this weekend. 3-game set coming up against the Athletics. How do you see this this series going? Is this a good opportunity for the Blue Jays to get another streak going?
Yeah, I guess you want to kind of head into the break on as positive a note as you can. I think, frankly, even if the Jays were to lose 2 out of 3 in this series, I think the overall good vibes from the last month plus would not be washed away. And, I think that 4-day off period for those who get the time off is so important for these guys to kind of, reset a little bit. But, I don't think that a couple of bad results would risk that. But certainly, having said that, I have every expectation that there's going to be a sort of pedal to the metal, if you will, approach here to try to keep up the momentum heading into the break, and for as much as reason anything is to sort of stay as close as you can to Houston and keep the pressure up on Tampa Bay and New York, who the Yankees, obviously, you look at the injury situations that they're facing, and so you want to keep them sort of on their toes, if you will, rather than at your heels. So yeah, that would be my guess, and some they've cleared Lauer in the rotation, so the big boys will be rolling through West Sacramento. So you would think the Jays are in a reasonably good position to take this series heading into the break.
Outside of the Blue Jays, Ian, in the AL East, I don't know what the I'd have to go back and look how people had this division shaping out. Is there a team outside of Blue Jays that surprised you? Just where they're placed in the standings right now in the AL East?
I'd say Baltimore, frankly. I thought they'd be better. And, I wouldn't rule Boston out of doing anything in the second half of this season, frankly. I was thinking about this before coming on with you guys about sort of how so many teams still don't know with about 3 weeks to go whether they are going to sell or buy at the deadline. And, obviously any line in the sand is arbitrary. So even if you move the deadline, you're always going to have those teams who are kind of right on the fringe there. But Boston in particular, well, I mean, I think, they've sort of shown everything, and done everything, right? But I guess what I came down to on the trade deadline thing was that last year's Tigers team kind of disproves everything, because here you had a team that sold at the deadline and then went on an incredible run and won a playoff round. And I think that they sort of just show as much as anything that anything can happen. Boston could trade Devers in the first half and have been under 500 and then come back, get over, and maybe just it could be one ad that makes all the difference and sort of vaults them ahead of somebody, possibly the Rays, and into the postseason. Would that be a surprise? I don't, maybe it's hard to say. They could have been division champs. Maybe I think there were a few people who thought that was on the table for them. I think sort of a lot of the AL East has kind of been surprising in that sense. You didn't know what to think about the Rays and that Steinbrenner Fields, and the Blue Jays have shown us a full range of things so far in these first few months. So, I certainly did not expect the Orioles to be sinking at the bottom and firing Brendan Hyde. So that might be the biggest surprise of them all.
Yeah, I know for sure. Ian, great stuff. We'll let you get back to your day here. Thanks for the time, and we'll see what the Blue Jays do in the trade deadline, and look forward to their series against the Athletics here. All the best, and I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Thanks, guys. Chat soon.
All right. Ian Harrison from the Associated Press. Baltimore's a little eye-opening. I mean, I don't think anyone on July 10th would have had the Blue Jays in first place.
No.
But they're getting it done, and Athletics are at the bottom of the table. But there's a reason you play the game, Joaquin. Well, anything could happen.
Because they're in that weird stadium too, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to. It's the equivalent of playing in the old Mullet Arena,
probably.
West
Sacramento.
West Sacramento.
That's good. That is good. That was Ian Harrison. We haven't talked Blue Jays a lot this year, but we have to. And we would if they were in fourth. And it's even better now because they're in first place, 2.5 games up on those Yankees. So it's going to be a fun summer. Trade deadline goes July 31st in the MLB. We'll see what the Blue Jays can do to add to their group. Coming up next, we'll continue the comparisons to Ike Howard in terms of points in college, right? And we'll look at this day in sports and all that fun stuff here on EST Afternoons. We're back after the break. Here's Coop Sports Update.
The Penguins have acquired Matt Dumba from the Stars for Vladislav Kolyachonok in a second rounder in 2028. Dumba is under contract for next season with a cap hit of nearly $4 million. For the Thunder, Jalen Williams has agreed to a 5-year max rookie contract extension that could be worth up to $287 million. Williams, drafted 12th overall in 2022, averaged over 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists last season for OKC. MLB action has 2 games wrapped up, 9 games on the slate. Earlier, it was the Cubs beating the Twins 8-1 as the Orioles took the Mets 3-1. Baltimore and New York rematch just after 3 o'clock before the Rangers and Angels play and the Mariners face the Yankees. Tomorrow, it's the Jays opening their series with the Athletics. And from Bellingham, the Riverhawks and Bells have a date during their series closer. Edmonton winning 5-4 last night with first pitch at 7:35, and they have the chance to tie the Bells for top spot in the North Division with a win in the game. Energy City then visits Lethbridge to play the Bulls. Cactus Rats, fresh off being swept in a 2-game series against the Giants. Action gets going at 7:05. The final segment of the EST Afternoons brings us back after a brief break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Avocado and feta dip, passion fruit cheesecake, and cocktails that taste like summer in a glass. Try the new feature menu at The Banquet. Refreshing, craveable, and made for sunny days. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
River Creek Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
.243 final segment here on EST Afternoons. Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Creek Resort and Casino. Check out their Tap 25 restaurant. 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. You get their entire menu at 50% off. Check them out, River Creek Resort and Casino. 780-218-9999 and hit us up on the Nats chat and slam that thumbs up. I know it's a little bit slower. It's the summertime. People's viewing and listening habits change, Joaquin. Not a lot of Oilers to talk about. I refuse to talk about Oiler lines in July.
Man, I'm looking at this.
¿Qué pasa?
This Invincible, the animated series on Prime.
Okay.
I've watched the first season. It's fantastic. I don't know if you'd like it, but
Probably
it's
not.
more it's really adult superhero.
Okay.
I'm looking at some of the people that are involved in this thing. Like Leah Thompson's a voice, all the voiceover work, right?
Oh,
There's some famous people in here. Sean Patrick Thomas, Kate Mara. Who else did I see here? Ezra Miller. He's kind of a train wreck. Bruce Campbell. Everyone knows him. Jonathan Banks. Aaron Paul. Rhea Seahorn. Like, this is crazy how many people are involved in this. Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker, obviously.
Oh, really?
Callista Flockhart. Married to Han Solo. Seth Rogen. Man, Zachary Quinto. J.K. Simmons, Sandra Oh, Stephen Yun, Walton Goggins. Come on, man. You got to give this show a try. If they're getting that big actors for voice work.
Okay. I was looking up that stuff Berserk. Is that how you say it?
Berserk. Yeah.
Started in 1990, eh?
Yeah.
And it's got like amazing reviews.
I know.
Millions of copies.
I know.
It's got like thousands of episodes almost. Well, like nearly 1,000 or whatever.
Do you watch it? Do you guys watch it?
No, I've heard fantastic things about it, and it's
I just
like
have I don't think it's is it a series too? Like TV series? I don't think it is. It's
that's
just
like
a
an
comic
anime.
book. It's an
series,
anime.
I think.
Is
Yeah,
it?
they started as a
Oh,
comic.
did they?
I think that's where it happened, right? So they started in the 90s as the comic. Like it's been around for a while,
But did
and
they
then they
make it-
revamped it all in TV.
Okay.
I think they released the comic first, and then they go about releasing the TV, or vice versa. Now I'm not sure how that works, but they follow the same lineage, right? It's not like the TV series is different, vastly different than the comic, but it's cool.
Okay.
Max Bezuza says Seth Rogen is a producer on that show.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Not a
Whatever.
fan. Sure. Did you guys know that on this day in 1987, Revenge of the Nerds 2 premiered in theaters?
Nerds. That was a good show.
Oh, it's great.
Booger.
Booger is my favorite. Did you know that 40 years ago on this day, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome was released in theaters?
With Tina Turner.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I can't remember it.
Also on this day in 1987, a Full Metal Jacket debuted in theaters.
Ooh.
That's a tough watch, brother. Also on this day, 1985, Coca-Cola Classic's old formula was reintroduced 78 days after the new Coke was introduced.
Oh, there was a big backlash,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No one liked it, and they switched back,
Yeah,
right?
Don't mess with a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't mess with a good thing. It's also National Pina Colada Day. Do you like pina coladas?
No. Who doesn't?
So good, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever met anyone say, I don't like a pina colada.
Like, I'm not going to drink a ton of them.
No.
But you
no.
like the coconut, too.
Yeah.
Coconut and pineapple. Hard not to mess up that combo.
Or not. I think I had one in Mexico.
Really?
One, yeah. But they're so tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buble, the drinks that I like, they had a specialty. It was a pina colada, like it was a coconut one. Or it might have even been a pina colada flavor. It was so good. And if you put the splash of that into the tequila,
yeah.
Oh, it was a nice little refreshing drink.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Interesting. Will you have one?
No. Margarita?
Yeah.
No, not that. Well,
Is that your favorite slushy drink, a margarita?
I don't have them slushy.
No, but would you? You obviously had one, like in a slush.
Yeah, I've had it in slush form, but I don't really like it.
Okay.
It's weird because my son being born on the date, which is 7-Eleven, he goes to, we try to find a 7-Eleven because he gets a free Slurpee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love Slurpees.
They're
not good for you, but.
I went and had one the other day, man. Not a Slurpee, but
Yeah.
a slush. It was terrible. I took a sip and thought I had diabetes. Like, how much sugar do they put in those things? It was, like, because have you ever made it at home? Like years ago, I had a hand rotation slushy, and you put the syrup in there, and you know how you take you taste the syrup, and it's like, oh, that's way too strong. That's how Slurpees. I don't know what the mixture is anymore. I can't do it.
I haven't had one this year. I gotta get one.
It's too much.
Too much. Well, I don't get the big ones though.
Doesn't matter if you get a small one. It's pure sugar.
Yeah, once in a blue moon,
I guess.
Right, sir?
I hear your teeth rot.
Let's get back to the comparables in terms of stats for Ike Howard. So someone texted and said, look at Quinn Hudson. I'm going to look at it right now. He played 38 games last year with Boston College. He had 50 points. And I was in Mexico when Quinn Hudson played for the Oilers, but he's not NHL ready.
No.
Okay. Because how many games did he
think
play
so.
for the Oilers? 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he too?
He's 23 years old, though, too, right? He's a little bit older than Ike. I said it yesterday. I hate calling him Ike. Isaac's such a nice name.
Yeah. Whatever.
You don't care.
No.
You don't care.
Because, well.
So this guy could be
It helps. The only reason why I like Ike is the eventual goal song that Dusty will put together. So
that's
there's
the
a
only
lot
reason.
more Ike things you can do, like Ike go away or something. I don't know what you're gonna do with that, but I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I don't know. So this guy can either be Quinn Hudson, and I'm not saying Quinn Hudson. He's still got a bright future, sure. He can be turned into Drake Caggiula. He can be Cole Caulfield walking. But he could. We don't know.
If he turns into Cole Caulfield, that's massive.
Because they have similar numbers. I'll ask you this. Do you think you'll see time in the AHL this upcoming year?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Thank you.
I have to say yes, because I have a lot of hesitation thinking a guy can come in and play solid minutes as a rookie on an experienced team like the Edmonton Oilers. If they were more, I don't want to say bottom, but a team that if you looked at probably by the end of it or the outside looking in on a playoff picture, I could see them playing a little bit more, like their roles expanded a little bit. But
because
it's going to be hard.
What makes and I'm asking because I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't watch college hockey. I have no clue. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just being honest. Like, what makes him so special that everybody's so jacked up? Does he have a killer shot? Is he fast? Is it the tenacity he brings? Because I don't know this player. I can read everything I want, right? That people that have actually watched him, but everything I hear, it's it's comparable to a lot of college guys that have signed in other teams.
And look, you'll get an idea because do you think he goes to Kelowna and plays in the rookie games?
I think he should.
I think he should too.
Savoy did the rookie camp here.
So you do that. You come into camp. I think it depends how he looks there, right? And then and still at that point, you still don't know what you have until you start playing regular season NHL games against regular NHL players. And I'll give him time. I'm not going to say if he has one bad shift, that's it.
He's out. Yeah, of course.
I want to see him game 1 to game 15. What does it look like?
Yeah.
Where is he playing? How is he adapting? Are plays dying on his stick? Is he trying to do too much?
And that's all fair. You said it in the second segment today. He's got to play defense.
And that's you heard Button, I think, the other day saying that's one of the question marks, right?
Yeah, and she said, it says, if Ike is sent down, he will go down or pull or ask for a trade. Well, I mean, come on. For a guy that's never played a pro game, I mean, I'm sorry if you're pulling that crap. Because at one point, maybe, Joaquin, they're like, maybe you need 20 games down in the minors to play on the top line. Get some more minutes.
This is where it's a different type of player, but I know when I'm reopening I'm ripping the scab off because I think it's still a scab. But Dylan Holloway was such a good moldable player.
Yeah.
Like all you heard from him was he listens, he does what we ask of him, and he's constantly looking to improve himself and do more.
Yeah.
You saw the videos of him, Leon talking to him. Hey, after practice, grabbing Leon and going to work on certain things. Like, I want Ike he has to be that type of player. If he's like last on, first off kind of guy, beat it. Don't need it. Can't coach him. Can't win with him.
There might be problems.
So all the swagger in the world is great.
Yeah.
But if you're not willing to do the work and make yourself a better player to have success, because you don't, the best players in the NHL are two-way players. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many points you put up. If you can't play on the other side of the puck, you're not as effective because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Defense always wins.
And what sucks, I guess, to a certain extent, is that he does his presser and everybody's like, you're going to play with Leon, you're going to play with McDavid. Like, and I get it. Like, the media has to ask those questions, right? But again, you're putting it in his head that that's going to happen. What if he doesn't? What if he's on the third line with Enrique and Frederick? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't know this kid. And from all accounts, I mean, there's swagger there. I don't know exactly what happened in Tampa Bay, but from his presser, he looked like a good kid and all that. So like Joaquin said, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but we got to see him against NHLers here. And handing a position to a guy that's 21 years old, has never played the pro game, to play with the 2 top players in the world, I don't like it. And I don't think a Stanley Cup contending team should do that. He's got to work his way up. If that's on the third line, if that's in the AHL, he can't just be on the team because the Oilers traded for him and gave up a hell of a prospect.
Let me ask you this. You got Philp, you got Savoy, and you got Ike.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the best chance to be a regular in the lineup next year for the Edmonton Oilers?
Ooh, that's an excellent question.
I know. I just asked it.
I'm going to say Savoy.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he's played pro. He looked good last year in the top 6 and the chances he got on the chances he got, and I think he's going to take a big step forward. Where this other kid, he hasn't played the pro game yet, right? Savoy has.
What about Philp?
Yeah, Phil's probably the easy one because he can probably fill in that bottom 6.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Yeah.
He's already got a pretty good base of being a good defensive player.
And he is older.
He's 26.
Yeah, he's much older. We got to get out of here. The Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up. They got a loaded show for you, for Coop, for Joaquin, for Ian Harrison, for Kaion Julien-Grant. We thank them all. Thank you all for listening and watching today. Slam that thumbs up. Download our podcast, Apple or Spotify, wherever you do. And we'll talk tomorrow. Another fun show. We're on for 3 hours. We got the oil stream as well. So a lot of Joaquin and Hernan tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. We love you. Chowders.